Picture this. A seasoned golfer, flush with millions from his career, casually drops the phrase, eke out a living, while defending his decision to jump ship to a rival tour. And boom, the golf world erupts in fierce debate. That's the fiery storm sparked by Graeme McDowell's recent remarks. And trust me, it's one that has fans buzzing, critics fuming, and even McDowell himself scrambling to clarify. But here's where it gets controversial. Could a simple misquote be hiding a deeper truth about wealth, privilege, and the cutthroat world of professional golf? Stick around, because we're diving deep into this Ryder Cup drama, unpacking the divides in men's golf, and exploring why one man's words hit such a raw nerve. And this is the part most people miss. The subtle ways money and power shape not just careers, but public perceptions too. Graeme McDowell has ignited a passionate uproar among golf enthusiasts following his candid response to a news aggregator that recirculated his thoughts on potentially leading Europe's team in the Ryder Cup. As a prominent figure in LIV Golf, the Northern Irish star expressed his deep desire to step into Luke Donald's shoes and command the European side adorned in blue and gold during the 2027 matches, set to unfold at the picturesque Adair Manor in his native Ireland. This every 2-year showdown, pitting Europe against the United States, holds immense prestige. And prior to McDowell's switch to LIV, a league backed by the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, he was widely viewed as a shoo-in for the captaincy role. Yet, with his current allegiance to LIV and his departure from the DP World Tour, he acknowledges the significant hurdles ahead. The chances appear slim, and he'd need open dialogues with Ryder Cup Europe officials to even entertain the possibility. He stressed that he's not jumping to conclusions about his odds. In fact, McDowell has previously shared that he'd gladly handle the simplest tasks, like brewing coffee, just to remain part of the action. He also offered insightful commentary on the factors at the pinnacle of men's professional golf. Despite early-year hopes that a merger between the PGA Tour and LIV Golf's backers might resolve the rift, such a deal now seems permanently off the table. McDowell, one of the trailblazers who defected to LIV in 2022, firmly believes the blame for the ongoing animosity doesn't lie with him. He pointed out in an interview with Bunkered that the real divisiveness stems from the elite top players in the game. It's not coming from guys in their 40s like me, who are merely striving to make ends meet and remain competitive by seizing an opportunity that presented itself. One that would have been foolish to reject from a financial standpoint, he explained. To help beginners grasp this, imagine professional golf as a high-stakes business. The PGA Tour is like a traditional corporate ladder with steady promotions, while LIV offered a lucrative side hustle with bigger payouts up front. McDowell saw it as a smart career move, not a betrayal. But here's where it gets controversial, and this is the part most people miss. McDowell's eke out a living remark drew sharp criticism from fans on X, formerly Twitter, who labeled it as out of touch or insensitive. While the exact figure of his LIV signing bonus remains undisclosed, it's commonly estimated in the multi-million-dollar range. What's publicly clear is that his total LIV earnings on the course surpassed $12 million, on top of over $19 million in PGA Tour prize money. One fan quipped, "I'm not sure G-Mac's idea of eking out a living matches what the rest of us mean." Another pondered aloud, was he joking? A third chimed in, appreciating McDowell otherwise but calling out the statement as misleading and disrespectful to the countless tour professionals truly battling financial struggles. For context, think of it like this. Many PGA Tour players earn a modest living through sponsorships and event winnings, while LIV's guaranteed contracts can turn careers into comfortable retirements overnight, a disparity that fuels these heated exchanges. McDowell later addressed the backlash after the Nuclear Golf account amplified it on X. He branded the piece as clickbait at its finest, clarifying that the focus was on the significance of captaining the Ryder Cup in Ireland in 2027. He insisted he was misquoted regarding eking out a living, claiming his intended words were about eking out the last few years of my playing career. He added, I've been extremely lucky, and if my career ended tomorrow, I'd only feel thankful. That's it. Bunkert staunchly refuted the misquote allegation, providing an audio recording of the interview as evidence. In his ex-post, McDowell reiterated, "Clickbait at its finest here. The article is about what it would mean to me to be the Ryder Cup captain in Ireland in 2027. Misquoted regards eking out a living. Supposed to read eking out the last few years of my playing career. I've been incredibly fortunate, and if it was all done tomorrow, all I would have is gratitude." That's all. Posted on November 3rd, 2025. Shifting gears, LIV Golf's offseason kicked off earlier this week, allowing teams to swap players and secure fresh signings ahead of the 2026 season in February. McDowell kicked off his LIV journey on Martin Kaymer's Cleek's team, but reportedly had differences with the German golfer. Five-time major winner Brooks Koepka subsequently acquired McDowell, and the Irishman wrapped up the 2025 season in the open zone, a setup that enabled Koepka to add another player to his roster. According to Bunkert, McDowell has inked an extension and will return for 2026. LIV Golf aims to renew several contracts in the coming months, with big names like Dustin Johnson, Phil Mickelson, Bryson DeChambeau, and Koepka still undecided. Reports from Flushing It suggest Johnson has already committed to a new deal. Now, this whole saga raises some intriguing questions that might divide opinions. Is McDowell's explanation genuine, or is the eke out a living phrase a slip-up, revealing how out of touch elite athletes can seem? Does joining LIV truly represent a savvy business choice, or does it perpetuate a damaging split in golf that hurts the sport overall? And here's a controversial counterpoint. Some argue that LIV's massive payouts democratize golf by giving older players like McDowell a fair shot at financial security, while critics say it undermines the purity of competition. What do you think? Is McDowell a victim of media sensationalism, or should he own up to his privileged position? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear agreements, disagreements, or fresh perspectives on this golfing feud.